is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. Hope you have your coffee break time ready. You're working at home or you're working at the office. If you're taking a little time, just go pour you a cup of something nice and warm because it's a chilly day with a wintry mix out around Middle Tennessee. Rain. It's just a sloppy mess. I wore my farm boots in today, and my shirt says, "Sorry, I forgot to turn on my filter." And that is true, Dad. I just said, you know what? Today might be just anything. Justin is out covering something today. He's always out doing film work for us. If you've got a story that you want us to cover, be sure you let me know at devinoday@gmail.com. Easiest way to let me know if there's a story, or, you reach out to me here on Facebook or one of the pages. Love, love, love. Somebody saw our show in Denver and said, we want to have a story about a show that we've got coming up at the Expo Center in Murfreesboro, and we want to have it on your show. And I thought that was so cool. I love the way this show kind of spreads out and it stays up so people can find it. And I said, how did you find me? And she said, I did a Google search of media in Murfreesboro, and you were the first thing that popped up. And I went, hot dog. So shout out to our friend Amanda Hunt, who takes care of our sales and works like crazy over at the Murfreesboro Post, and all the fabulous writers and the photographers. And we love to tell the story of any burg around Middle Tennessee because we got papers in every one of them. Well, we're going to kick things off. We have a young lady who is in our waiting room right now, and I'm going to go a little early to her. But before I talk to her, I'm going to play her song because it is the perfect video, the perfect song for right now. It just, we talk about things like Black History Month, and we talk about racial divide, and we talk about Black Lives Matter. We talk about brown people and purple people and people eaters and all that other stuff. Truly, we're all brilliant colors. And this song says it better than I've ever heard it said. Tori Allen is next.
Another race down the playground, another seat on the side. Red Rover, you can come on over. No, it doesn't matter who you are. Play a game, be whoever. He's a prince, she's a queen. The beauty when you're young, it don't matter where you're from. Just jump on the rope and swing. With all of the troubles going on today, they're getting in our way. You and me can make a change. My sisters and brothers, let's love one another. Let the world see that we got shining colors. Oh, there's strength in numbers. Let's stand for each other. Let the world see that we all shine in colors. Another race down the playground, another seat on the side. Red Rover, you can come on over. No, it doesn't matter who you are.
Is out now. That is Colors, Tori Allen. Might be my new favorite song. I can't sit still when I hear it. People like Mark eating his blueberry pie from McDonald's, having a cuppa. He said, "I love that song. Put me in a good mood." Well, Tori Allen
Hey.
just made my whole day.
Hey.
Brilliant. You shine, girl.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That video, that video was a long time coming. That song is a few years old. And when I wrote it, I really wrote it about back when Colin Kaepernick and all these boys were kneeling on the field.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird thing, because what a silly way to get someone's attention for someone just to understand and hear you. It's just like, so anyways, but as life progressed, and here we are after 2020. Why not? Now's the time. Do it. Scream it.
Yes, we need it. We need it. And I loved all the beauty in all the faces. And it made me tear up, because I saw this woman that was in the video, an older lady, and you handed her the flower, and she looked, and she just kind of coyly it was this look that she gave. And I swear to you, it made me cry, because you saw her.
She felt beautiful, did she not?
She felt beautiful. And that's the thing in our world. We feel so unseen right now. We feel so unvalidated. That's why I've got validation on the wall behind me. This is Heart Month. And I said, we got to shine. We got to share the brilliance out there of every size person, every gender, whatever. Just we've all got something special to bring to this planet, or we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Totally. The most special thing about that video, because the song had lived up here for so many years, and I had really spent so much time dreaming up this video. I knew I had ideas of what I wanted. And then when I got to the cinematographer and director, and we sat down, and she took my idea and then did her job. Right. And pulls it out of me and goes, okay, I see what you're trying to do here. Now we're going to do it for real. We're going to plan nothing. We're going to do absolutely nothing planned. And we're going to go out there and we're going to film it. We're just going to film it. So we went around for an entire day. We ended that day in tears, because we felt so like we had just had dessert all day, and it counted for 0 calories. Like, it felt like we were indulging in the world. And it was like each person, the cinematographer came up with the idea that what we were going to do is we would just kind of go up to people and say, hey, we're out here, and we're passing out flowers. We're just getting some video. But what we're doing is we're just trying to capture spreading a little joy and kindness. Would you mind if she gave you a flower? And because I'm all in pink and decked up, however, because I think it's fun. And, just so that they kind of had a normal looking dressed person to ask. Because some people would go like, no, I don't want to be on camera. Only one person did that. Every other person was like, oh, me. Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. But then he would catch them off guard and go, cool, could you just stand there and hold the flower and look into the camera? And it was amazing what that did to someone, to just be because most people aren't filmed. They're not behind the camera. Exactly. And all of a sudden, and what you were talking about that woman told me about her 17 grandchildren and how proud she was. She opened right up. And that was what was happening with each one of those people you saw in the video. We got their whole story. And it was a 5-minute, ordeal. But these people have now come back and found themselves in the video. And then the people in their community are like, oh my gosh, you're a star, you're in the video. They've now carried it into their communities and started a conversation.
Oh, wow.
It's just wild. It was such a cool, and it was all just like, we didn't know what we were going to get. We just did it, and it was really cool. It was special.
Tori, what is your story? Where are you from?
So I'm from Austin, Texas. So I'm a little weirdo, but I was a classical violinist. I grew up in I was a violin viola major for 1 year in college, and then I got a job at 19 working on Music Row here in publishing. And I was just like a little front desk girl getting paid nothing, but I was a sponge. And
so was Faith Hill, by the way.
Right. And
so was Faith Hill.
I have always been a songwriter. I picked up guitar in the 8th grade and started writing my life. And I think, major influence by big songwriter type people, everything from Bob Dylan to Taylor Swift was teaching me how to put songs together. And then especially after Nashville, I've been here just over 10 years now. So it's been a long journey, and I am a musician that backs up a lot of artists. I go on tour for people, and I play mandolin and guitar, fiddle, vocals, and do the whole nine. I play for the CMT Award House Band.
Wow.
And, and so this is my first shot at putting my story out there and the things that I've always wanted to say. And I feel finally I've arrived to this space now where I'm just really stoked to let the art flow and have a space, but I call it having my cake and eating it too when I get to play fiddle in a band and do my pop music. So
I just think it's wonderful. And I'm so grateful that I've got this platform that I'm not held captive to a genre now. And I go, that people say, well, what kind of music do you play? I said, good music.
I love that.
I mean, and that song is like my new favorite. It's my favorite anthem. And yesterday we played Southern Soul Cowboy, which is kind of an African-American country fusion. And so we're just playing some fun stuff that people are just loving. So everybody, if you want to get Tori Allen's music, that is out today. Colors, Tori Allen. Look how she spells it, because it's right there on the screen. ToriAllen. Do you have any other music out there? Because I want everything that you've got.
Oh man. So by the way, I really love the way that you said you play good music, because in that song that you just heard, I actually played every instrument that you hear except horns, bass, and drums, because I know better. But I actually had Jack White's bass player come and do like 50s upright kind of bass on it.
Yes.
And it was such a cool thing, but I'm playing the mandolin and I'm playing the guitar and the fiddle, and I play these classically country instruments, but people go, but are you pop or are you country? And I'm like, if it makes you feel good, does it matter? I don't know.
Amen. Shout that to the rooftops.
Who cares?
Well, I'm going to tell you, that song is incredible, and I want to see more of you. And please,
I've got one other song out there called Made in the Shade. There'll be a remix to that, actually, with a country rap artist. We'll have a friend come and do a rap on it for summer. We'll do a remix. But I've got a ton of new music rolling out next month, and it's finally my turn to go ahead and let the music flow. So if you follow me, you'll be able to keep up with all of that.
So everybody watching, Tori Allen, she is someone to watch, someone to stream, someone buy her music, go buy a ticket. Or are you going to be playing live anytime in the next year where we could see you in Middle Tennessee?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you go to toriallenmusic.com, right there, I've got a tour tab. And if you follow me on my Bandcamp or either on my social media, you can have notifications to see if I'm in your area.
Oh, that's fantastic. And one last question. Where are you? Because that is the coolest back wall. Your backdrop is incredible. It's just like you.
Oh, man. So this is actually in my living room. Over quarantine, listen, you can't keep the creatives locked at home for that long. What's going to happen? I don't know. So
I know.
I brought the outdoor indoor. And so this is my safe creative space. I know you know.
I do know. It's crazy. Someone came to my house one time. They said, this looks like a music museum. And I said, it kind of feels like that, because I've got all these instruments hanging everywhere, you know. And I go, do you play an accordion? I said, no, but I have one.
I love that. Oh, I love it.
You never know when an accordion player might just pop by.
I know it. I always make a joke. I say I own more instruments than dates I've been on, right?
I know that's true for me. Love you, girl. And I can't wait to hear more from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye. I adore her. She's just fantastic. Well, I also like when gardening comes around. Okay, container gardens are the thing. My Mama Pat, is 85. She is a rock star. She can grow anything. She can take a stick off a tree and then grow a whole orchard. I mean, it's just crazy what she can do. But she designed, and probably 30 years ago, how to create cheap container gardens, because she lived in an assisted living community because of my dad, and she was taking care of my dad, and she says, well, I need to garden. I've got to have a garden. So she created these container gardens, and she grew everything, all these vegetables. It was crazy. And she says, I need to do a book. Well, she kind of does need to do a book, but since she didn't, I was looking around for an inexpensive way to do container gardens. And there was a guy that I found. His website is The Abundance Gardener. And he just took his little backyard and he grows all his vegetables. It's really crazy, and his fruit trees and stuff like that. But here he has created a container for a container garden for $2.
If there's one thing that I'm extremely passionate about when it comes to gardening, it's low-cost growing solutions. It's my opinion that one of the most prohibitive aspects of gardening for many folks is going to be the upstart costs. I know I started from scratch here on this project, and at times I struggled just like everyone else, and I wondered how it was that I was going to continue creating this abundant food forest in my backyard. And as gardeners, we really need to get creative at times to keep things moving in the right direction, which falls in perfect alignment with gardening anyway, as the garden is a big piece of artwork. If you're starting from scratch, your yard is going to be like a blank canvas, and it's up to you to design your perfect little edible paradise. With that being said, I want to share with you a very low-cost way that you could get growing right now using these tarp bags that are made by IKEA. All right, so I got a pack of 10 of these online for $22, so that's $2.20 a bag. These bags are huge. And these bags here are made out of a tarp material, and in just a couple seconds you can turn this into a raised bed garden, a grow bag, whatever you want to call it. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to add some drainage holes in here, and a wonderful way to accomplish that is to use a little soldering iron, and we'll just poke 6 little holes in here. And I like this technique for making the holes because you're melting the material, which is going to prevent fraying down the line. And these bags will hold around 4 cubic feet of soil. And just like that, you've got yourself a raised garden bed, $2.20 minus whatever soil you put in there. Really can't beat that. Now the thing about this material, as well as some of the other cheaper materials that you can utilize to grow a raised bed, is they're not UV stabilized. So if you put something like that out into the full sun throughout the summer months, it's going to break down very quick. But there's a solution for that. So here we've got another IKEA bag bed that I surrounded with cardboard. Now the cardboard is going to protect that material from sun exposure and give it a much longer lifespan. So for no added cost, you could surround your bag with a little bit of cardboard and be off to the races. Now you'll notice we've got this burlap material showing up here. There's the IKEA bag underneath. That's because I wanted to share with you a second option. And I think this looks absolutely wonderful. I simply put some burlap material around the outside of the bag, and I connected it with a couple zip ties. Zip ties will just poke right through this material, so you can tie it off. You can fold it over the edge to get rid of that blue tarp look, not the most natural look for a garden setting. Now we've turned that bag into something that looks quite beautiful in the garden, very natural, and for a very low added cost. Now you can buy this burlap material in bulk. That's what I decided to do because I'm going to be using it for many different gardening projects, This material can be used to protect your plants from frost, freezing weather. It can be used as a shade cloth. You could even use just this material alone. Put some soil in the middle, make a ball shape out of it, tie it off at the top, use a bit of twine, what have you, and once again, you could be growing for very low cost.
That is our brand new segment called Roosters and Roots. We're going to be talking agriculture and gardening, urban gardening. Maybe you want to know how to start having backyard chickens. We're going to help you with those things in the coming weeks. And Roosters and Roots is something I've wanted to do for a long time. I started it as kind of thinking it would be a podcast. So I'm going to do both. It's going to be an audio and a visual. We're going to do it as a weekly show, but we're also going to be doing segments here on this program. So Roosters and Roots, I hope you like it. And if you've got an idea for a story, just let me know. Maybe you've got a farm. Maybe you have a way and you want to do a how-to. Maybe you have a gardening business. Just let me know. DevinO'Day@gmail.com. My little brother, Main Street, mornings on Main Street, Big Joe on the go. If you call him Joe Dubin, you can call him all sorts of things. In this next segment, he calls himself something else, but I'm going to let him do all the talking. He's cooking. And, you know, we do a 60-second kitchen. Well, Joe took a little bit longer than 60 seconds, but it was so funny I had to share.
All right, everybody, welcome into the inaugural episode of Cooking for Dummies with a Dummy. And you can already guess who the dummy is. We're at Black Diamond Culinary in Cool Springs with acclaimed chef Chris, who's going to teach us basic cooking. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Thanks for helping us do this.
Oh, just my pleasure.
Am I the only ignorant idiot who does not know how to cook?
No, I have a sister who can't boil water.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I don't know how to boil
And
water.
she has 6 kids. Her husband does all the cooking.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh, you made me feel better already. All right, have a good day. All right, so I've come to you because I do not know how to cook spaghetti. And it blows people's minds. I do not know how to cook spaghetti. So you're going to help me cook basic spaghetti today, right?
Very basic spaghetti. We're going to add a little bit of flavor to it. Very simple. We're going to have beautiful organic pasta. We're going to have tomato sauce in a jar. We're going to add our little touch of onion and garlic, salt, pepper, and about a pound of hamburger meat.
All right, so I go to the store. I go to Publix, okay? And I see all this right here. How do I know I'm buying the right one?
It's whatever your budget will allow.
Okay.
You can get everything from very basic spaghetti to all the way organic and fancy.
Okay, what do you recommend for somebody like me who has no idea what they're doing?
Whatever excites you, whatever you see on the shelf.
Okay.
Whatever spaghetti, because there's different types of spaghetti.
Okay.
There's super fine spaghetti, thin, medium, and thick spaghetti. My husband chooses like thick. I prefer the very fine spaghetti. So it's whatever your preference is.
Okay, so I'll just go with what you got today. Is this thin or thick?
We're right in the middle of the road. We're not too
Okay.
thin and we're not too thick.
Oh, you'd be a good politician.
Yes.
But don't go that way.
We won't.
Is this okay to? So we have how much ground beef?
So we have
here?
about a pound of hamburger meat.
Okay.
It's about 85% fat in here. We don't want too much fat. After we cook it up, we're going to drain some of the fat off because it just helps saving all the calories.
That's what the doctor said to me recently. It didn't work. I can't stop eating raw meat. Is this good or bad?
This is really good because it is organic meat.
Oh, is it?
So it's like doing a steak tartare if you want to.
Okay. Is this from a free-range cow?
Yes, it's from a free-range cow.
Does he have
a little
any
bit
friends?
he probably has lots of friends.
Okay. I need to stop doing this. But God, that's so good.
Your audience is going to freak out.
What else do we need?
So we're just going to use just a little bit of olive oil. You can use regular cooking oil, canola oil. It's whatever your health issues allow you to have. Olive oil is one of the best. It's good to get first cold press because it's the very first press of the olives that you're going to get the highest quality. The darker the color of the olive oil, the better the olive oil is.
Goodness, I had no idea I was getting an education here. I just thought I was going to throw something in the pan and eat. I've never used olive oil in my life. Is that okay?
That is delicious. You're going to have a nice little flavor. It tastes like a little bit of olives, just really lovely flavors.
Okay. I bought olive oil one time for a bachelor party, but we never used it.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
That's between you and me.
That's how it goes.
All right, so we have also over here.
Salt and pepper. Just keeping the flavors very simple.
Okay, and then this here looks like wasabi?
Garlic.
Oh, garlic.
We have fresh garlic and fresh onion chopped.
Okay, why the garlic? That's vampire stuff, right?
Vampire stuff, and nothing better than having moose breath.
Okay. All right, and then when we're done, we got but any kind of sauce, right?
Any kind of tomato sauce that you like. I like the tomato basil because it gives it a little bit more flavor to your spaghetti, but you can just get plain spaghetti. They have all different kinds of flavor. They have like roasted garlic. They have plain tomato sauce. sauce. They have some with onions. They have some with a little bit of peppers in it. So whatever flavor of tomato sauce you prefer to buy at the store, you can get whatever flavor you like.
And this will come in later on, correct?
This will come in at last.
Let me make sure that your spaghetti tastes like, your meat tastes like mine.
Okay.
Not bad. Okay, so we're good here?
We're good here. We're going to take everything over to the stove and we're going to start cooking up.
All right, we'll see you at the stove. All right, now we moved over to the stove part and the cooking of all this stuff, and I'm really nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. So, Chris, what are we doing now?
So right now we've got our water getting ready to heat up to cook our spaghetti. And spaghetti is kind of bland, so it's made with mostly flour, water, and eggs. So to give our spaghetti just a little bit of a salty taste, we're going to put our salt right in our water, and then we'll have that ready to go. And the next thing, we've got our pans warming up.
Okay.
We're going to take our olive oil.
This is it here?
We're going to put a little bit of olive oil, just a little zigzag.
Okay, that was a cute little zigzag. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
There you go. Just a couple tablespoons.
And another stupid question, why olive oil?
Olive oil is healthier for you.
All right.
It's very good for your cholesterol. If you want to use butter, you can use butter to saute with.
Okay.
But we're going to use olive oil today.
I saw The Godfather Part 2, so I know how this is made. Olive oil, I know where it comes from.
Yes.
Okay. Is this Corleone olive oil or
yes.
no? Okay, so what's next?
Now we got our olive oil nice and heating up. So
Okay.
what we're going to put in there is our onions. We're going to start cooking
All
our
of them?
onions. All of your whole little bowl of onions right there.
Do I need to mash them up or?
And they're already cut up nice little pieces. And we're going to just saute these till they get a little bit clear.
Nice.
And just to take a couple of minutes, you can see how they're coming translucent as you're cooking them up.
Do you know what I would make now that I'm cooking this, Chris?
What would you make?
I'd make a good housewife.
Now that our onions are a little bit translucent, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic in next.
Garlic.
And the reason why we put our garlic in second is because we don't want to burn our garlic. If we burn garlic, it's going to taste really bitter.
That's illegal in 7 states, by the way.
That is true. So now that we've done that for just a few seconds here, now we can add our beautiful ground beef inside.
Ooh, love it.
And we're going to get this all nice and golden brown.
Love it, love it, love it. You just put the whole thing in there?
Put the whole thing in there, and you're just going to start kind of getting it all chopped up.
Okay. Mine's already kind of chopped up a little bit there.
Yeah.
You can see that.
You can see that.
Fantastic.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our beautiful sauce.
Okay, so we put this in before.
And we're going to put this right to go ahead, and if your meat looks like it's pretty much cooking, it's still going to cook a little bit more.
Because when I go to Fazoli's, I get I get sauce after the spaghetti. That's wrong. I should get cooked with it.
Cook with it. We're going to go ahead and put our sauce in here.
Well done.
We could turn down our temperature just a little bit. We're just going to keep this warm, basically.
I can't get this open. This is not a joke either. You're not opening this. I'm not getting shamed like this. Got it!
All right.
Now pour the whole thing in?
Pour the whole thing in.
Okay.
And then you look at this beautiful meat sauce that we have going on here. Take the wrapper, slide it out of the wrapper and pour it right in there.
Okay. It's hanging off. Did I do something wrong?
Nope. As soon as the bottom part gets a little soft, we're going to push it all into the water. This is a spaghetti pot, so this is like a double boiler, so you can take when it's finished cooking. And we're going to cook it about 8 minutes. We're going to cook it al dente. And al dente actually means to your teeth. That's how the pasta is going to feel to your teeth. We want it a little bit chewy.
How did we Americanize spaghetti?
That I don't know how we Americanized.
We added meat.
This is a beautiful spaghetti pot, and you can just take that straight out of the water and drain it out.
Can I get a beautiful spaghetti pot at Dillard's?
You may get a beautiful spaghetti pot at Dillard's.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's done.
That's done.
And so our next move
goal is to plate it up on our plate. So we're just going to get a little bit of spaghetti. We're going to plate it up on our plate. You want to get fancy?
Easy. Yeah.
A little bit twirl.
Oh, nice. Looks like a good toupee.
Now you put as much spaghetti sauce meat as you would like on there.
I'm going to get the Fazoli special. Just like there. And a little bit on the side. Just enough to kind of to tease your palate, where it's like, give me more. And you're like, hold on now. That's enough.
There you go. And if you want to get a little fancier, we have some fresh basil over here.
Oh, not a fan of their albums.
Not a fan of the basils, huh? And voila.
Okay.
Beautiful dinner.
That is a beautiful dinner. Now, do we eat basil?
You may eat basil. It's got packed full of vitamins and minerals that is really good for you. It also helps keep your teeth white and your breath fresh.
Is basil part of the kale family?
Not part of the kale family.
Okay, good. Then I'll
part
eat
of the
it.
herb family.
Okay, we like the herbs. So that's it.
That's it.
And that took no less than about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We're done.
We're done.
Good to go.
Sit down and eat dinner, and we're ready to go.
You're the best, Chris. Thank you so much for doing that. If we really want to get fancy,
we can make some garlic bread to go with, and if you want to get a little bit more adventurous, we can do side salads too.
Salads. Nobody likes salads.
Nobody likes salads. Just pasta and bread.
That's all carbs these days.
We're just going to carbs.
Okay, there we go. Cooking with Dummies with the Big Dummy. Chris, thank you so much. For information on Black Diamond Culinary at the bottom of your screen right there. All information, the great classes you got here. And you got a wine tasting event.
We have a Wine Wednesday coming up February 9th. French wines and French appetizers.
And you've got a person to play music.
And we have a young lady coming to sing our jazz music here with us. So we're really excited about that.
And that's February the 9th.
February the 9th from 5 to whenever.
5 to 9. Information at the screen, Black Diamond Culinary. Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Brand new segment with Big Joe on the go, Cooking with Dummies. Oh my God. He makes me laugh. He makes me do a spit take. But here's a disclaimer. Never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, eat raw ground meat. Always have your ground meat cooked. E. coli is real. Salmonella is real. And so you have to make sure you cook ground meat, especially ground meat. And people say steak tartare. That is actually thinly sliced steak. I don't want any raw meat in any case. I have a cow. So I know all about, I know where they have been. So here's the deal. Don't eat ground meat raw. Can I say that enough? Don't eat ground meat raw. I'm worried about you, Joe. I'm worried about you, Joe. I truly, truly am. But I do love that Black Diamond Culinary is there. There's some things that I do with my spaghetti. I don't like my spaghetti to not have flavor. So before I plate up my spaghetti noodles, I pull those out and I add butter and some Parmesan and I move that all around and some pepper. So it's seasoned. I don't like the noodles not to have flavor or to get all their flavor from the spaghetti sauce. So that's what I do. And I love that. And I will say that using a jarred sauce is not cheating because the goddess in the kitchen, Miss Paula Dean, she uses a jarred spaghetti sauce and she swears by it. And it is so, so, so good. So I'm going to tell you, and my favorite place to get, and you may not believe this, my favorite place, and it's the best price you can find, is at Aldi. They have a wonderful, not only do they have jarred sauces, but they have these little pestos that are amazing. Oh, they're so good. So just letting you know, if you want to save a little money, go to Aldi. And there's some really, really great things that you can whip up. Along with that, you can make all sorts of, I love how she just gave it like a little basic sauce and how to do it. Well, it is Heart Month. So let's talk a little bit about how to protect our hearts from the Heart Association.
Sometimes stress feels like the only constant, and I know that stress may lead to heart disease and stroke. So today I decided to put my phone down and simply breathe. I'm focusing on what I can control, like turning little moments into me time to help my mind, heart, and body. I'm reclaiming my time. Deep breaths for just 1 minute, a walk with my dog, or calling a friend. This is my time and my health, and moment by moment, I'm owning it.
Well, we are owning it. The American Heart Association, heart.org, has lots of great information to take care of our tickers. We hear a lot about COVID these days. We hear a lot about cancer. But the number one thing we don't hear about, I mean, here's a statistic that's going to really blow your mind. We talk about and how many people died in 1 year from COVID. And more people die of high blood pressure every year. 600,000 deaths every year from high blood pressure and stroke. Crazy number, but we don't talk about that very much. So take care of your heart, know what's inside your body, and make sure that you check your blood pressure. And if you need help with your blood pressure, it's not just diet. Sometimes it's just old heredity that causes your blood pressure to spike and you have issues with it. Stress is a big, big problem. So heart.org has lots of information. It is Heart Month. And coming up tomorrow, we've got a wonderful interview with Rutherford Heart Association. They've got the Heart Ball coming up in March, but the tickets start on sale tomorrow. So we're going to tell you all about that on Main Street today. Shout out to everybody who is watching, to my buddy Mark and Suzanne who are down in Alabama. So glad that you're with us today. And of course, Bruce, who joins us every day. And Bruce, I'm telling you, I'm gonna do an unboxing. Bruce has a company with wonderful bath salts, and I'm gonna open that up and see what's going on. Steve Burney, so glad that you were here with us today. Julia, glad to have you here today. And John Bell, songwriter extraordinaire and crazy man, fisherman, love him to pieces. So glad that you're with us. Share and subscribe and make sure that you tell everybody about our show. That's how we have about 8 people that show up every day. And we just have a little get together. We have a coffee and just have a little get together every day. Tomorrow is Friday, and our Friday edition is full of great music and a lot of fun. So join us every day on Main Street Today. Follow us on YouTube or my Devin O'Day Twitter, or just anywhere you can find us. I mean, just make sure you subscribe, because you just don't want to miss a bit. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, be safe, be kind, but most of all, remember, you are loved.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like it's early Sunday summer. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite place to be.